All right, here I am at the 6th Street Railroad Crossing in Schoolcraft, Michigan. Now, this railroad crossing right here is another rather neat crossing I decided to tour and get in action, owned by the CN South Bend subdivision over here on the west part, pretty much of the Flint sub and whatnot. And this is also pretty much one of the crossings that are much further isolated from the from Schoolcraft. So I figured this would be a really cool crossing to tour since it's basically in the middle of nowhere and it has some interesting features to show. So I guess with all that said, with that simple description out of the way, I'll explain as I go on. So with that said, let's get to it. So for the first signal, this has a SafeTran base, and here's the emergency information in the dot tag. The dot number is 283454E. And for the gate mechanism, this has a us&s Model 95 gate mechanism, the common first gen. And the gate lights are Rico LED gate lights and a wind guard on the mast for the gate. And for the lights on this one, this has 1.5 pairs of SafeTran 12x24-inch Harman uniform fading LEDs and one SafeTran 12x24-inch dialight LED light, as you can see. And all of these combined lights or LEDs are sitting on a SafeTran light bracket. And for a bell, which is kind of a neat part, this has a Siemens high-tone electronic bell, which is rather interesting because you don't see a lot of these high-pitched Siemens e-bells on the Flint sub, not let alone the South Bend sub. And I believe this replaced a SafeTran Type 3 e-bell in the past, like that other signal that's symmetrically to it, that might have died or something. So, yeah, I guess speaking of replacing, I believe this crossing used to be Crossbooks in the past, judging from the early 2010s install going on here with the us&s game mechs. So yeah, that was the first signal. Pretty neat stuff. Now let's go ahead and move on to the second signal, which is kind of similar to the first. So I guess with that said, let's go get onto it. So for the second signal, this has another SafeTran base, and here's the emergency information once again. And for the gate mechanism, this has another us&s Model 95 gate mechanism, first generation to be precise. And the gate lights are some more Rico LED gate lights and a wind guard on the mast. Actually, these might be LED. I meant not LED, NEG. Jeez. Yep, these are actually NEG LED gate lights. I believe this gate is newer, judging from the straight striping, while the other one has the diagonal striping. But yeah, has NEG LED gate lights and a wind guard for the gate. And for the lights on this one, this has one more pair of SafeTran 12x24-inch Harman fading LEDs, as you can see, and one pair of SafeTran 12x24-inch dialight LEDs. Now, these are pretty much, placed diagonally from each other. See, the left is a dialight, while the right is a Harman, while the left on this one's a Harman, and the right is a dialight. Kind of interesting. And these are also sitting on a SafeTran light bracket. And for a bell, like I previously discussed, this has a SafeTran Type 3 electronic bell, low tone. And once again, one more thing mentioning about this crossing, that the bells here only ring when the gates are going down, and they don't ring again after that, which I guess kind of makes sense because this is in a isolated area. And also, most installs like this by CN with the us&s gate mechanisms, most of the time, chances are they're going to be wired like that. Well, the bells are. And I guess another thing worth mentioning, that this crossing runs on crisscross flashers. So I guess the lights are wired backwards on one side of one or both of the signals. So maybe one side flashes side to side like regularly. But who knows? I only got this crossing in action from one angle, so maybe eventually I'll do another video of it, which I probably will. It's a really cool place. So yeah, that right there was the equipment to show for 6th Street. Here's the relay case sitting at milepost 142.69. Yep, that is a 6.9 right there. So with that said, let's go to take a look at the track view. Down there is heading east towards the Schoolcraft area. I think this is east. Yep, since this is further west. So you can see the control point Schoolcraft signals where the diamond is, and you can see we got a interesting signal aspect. Yellow over flashing red, which is on another or Y pattern signal down there at another crossing. This is heading towards WXY Avenue. I kid you not, that's an actual road name, as well as 8th Street and a few other crossings. And if you look right there, you can see a defect detector sitting at milepost 145. I believe that's the milepost. But yeah, and down there is heading, actually that can't be 145, that's like 140 something, whatever. And down there is heading west towards another crossing. I forgot the name of it, but you can see there's another crossing and another automatic signal. And if you look right here, there's an old Y pattern signal, which is an automatic signal, which is really cool to see on the South Bend sub. And you can see the antenna for it, which looks like an ATCS antenna, but I don't think it is. And the track's also curved down there, and it's eventually heading towards the Marcellus area. But yeah, I guess with all that said, this was the 6th Street Railroad crossing here in Schoolcraft, Michigan. pretty neat stuff. I'll have to come back here eventually. Really nice, really quiet and peaceful, cool rail fending spot. But yeah, I guess with all that said, over and out.